Egypt condemns Israeli strikes on Qatar at UN, backs Doha's response and mediation efforts. UN says Egypt plays central role in Gaza ceasefire efforts. Egypt prepares to open second relief camp for displaced families in Gaza. Egypt has condemned Israel's strike on Qatar, telling the United Nations it undermines mediation efforts for a Gaza ceasefire. Speaking at the Security Council, Egypt's envoy, Osama Abdel Khaliq, stressed that Qatar is not alone and Egypt supports any measures it takes in response.
In conclusion, Mr. President, we reaffirm our position to stand firmly with our brothers in the state of Qatar and to support any measures Qatar takes in defense of its national security. We call upon the Council to immediately take a decisive decision to deter Israel and stop its war against the Gaza Strip and the countries of the region, and to confront the state terrorism by Israel before Israel sends the region into a regional war that no one can afford. The time has come for the international community to have a unified position that is firm against Israel and oblige Israel to abide by the international law, renounce violence, and embrace peace as a path. Qatar is not alone, Your Excellency Sheikh Mohammed. Egypt and national security are all at the stake, and thank you, Mr. President.
I thank the representative of Egypt for the statement. The representative of Pakistan.
The United Nations says Egypt is playing a central role in efforts to secure a Gaza ceasefire alongside Qatar and the United States. In an emergency Security Council meeting on Israel's strike in Doha, UN officials said the attack violated Qatar's sovereignty and shocked the world. They warned violence is spreading across the region, threatening wider instability. The UN stressed Egyptian and Qatari mediation backed by Washington is vital to calming the crisis and urged Israel to respect diplomatic efforts rather than undermine them. Israeli media says Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu dismissed suggestions that Egypt could accept Palestinians deported from Gaza. In talks over a military plan to expel Gazans by land, sea and air starting next month, Intelligence Minister Gideon Jamdale proposed pressuring Egypt to take in refugees under international conventions. Netanyahu reportedly replied there was no chance of convincing Cairo, underscoring Egypt's firm opposition to any forced displacement of Palestinians. Egypt has begun preparations to open a second relief camp for displaced families in Gaza City. The Egyptian Community for the Relief of the People of Gaza said the new camp will expand on the first, which has been providing shelter and basic services. Officials said the move reaffirms Egypt's continued efforts and commitment to support Palestinians during this ongoing crisis. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli held discussions with several officials and representatives from United Media Services regarding the ongoing preparations for the events marking the opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum. The Prime Minister stated that the meeting aimed to follow up on the intensive preparations underway for the various activities of the major celebration that the Egyptian state will organize on the occasion of the Grand Egyptian Museum's opening. Egypt says the Grand Egyptian Museum has received an international certificate for meeting global environmental sustainability standards. Cabinet spokesman Mohammed al-Hamousani said the award recognizes the museum's compliance with the latest international systems for carbon emissions and sustainable operations. He noted that the state-of-the-art design and artifact displays, including the Tutankhamun Hall, places the museum on the World Tourism Map. Hamousani added that Egypt is also developing Islamic archaeological, religious and coastal tourism sites, boosting the country's soft power and strengthening its global tourism profile. The Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities has decided to close the Tutankhamun Hall at the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir starting October 20th in order to complete the transfer of the remaining artifacts belonging to the Golden King to the Grand Egyptian Museum. Displaying the complete collection of King Tutankhamun for the first time in a single hall at the Grand Egyptian Museum is considered a landmark event in the history of archaeology and museums worldwide. Visitors from Egypt and the world around will have the opportunity to view more than 5,000 artifacts in a comprehensive exhibition that reflects the richness of the young king's treasures. Egypt's health ministry says nearly 85 million free medical services have been delivered in the just under 2 months as part of the 100 Days of Health campaign. The third phase of the nationwide initiative began July 15th under the directives of Deputy Prime Minister and Health Minister Khaled Abdel Ghaffar. Officials said more than 1.5 million services were provided on Wednesday alone, with contributions from 12 health sectors, including primary care, preventative medicine, public health programs, and psychological support. The campaign also carried out over 1,600 surgeries from the waiting list as Egypt moves towards universal health coverage and stronger national health care capacity. Egypt and the United States have concluded the Bright Star 25 military exercise with the participation of 44 nations. Armed Forces Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Ahmed Khalifa attended the final phase, praising the drills for showcasing professionalism, combat readiness, and precise execution of complex missions. He said Egypt looks forward to even broader participation in future editions to deepen military cooperation and exchange expertise. Cairo University has organized a free medical caravan to mark World Physical Therapy Day. The event took place at the Faculty of Physical Therapy's outpatient clinics with the participation from faculty staff, graduates, and students. University Vice President Ghada Abdelbari said the caravans reflect the university's mission of linking education, research, and community service. Dean Amal Youssef stressed the vital role of physiotherapists in improving the quality of life and said the caravan gave students valuable hands-on experience while serving the public. Minister of Housing Sharifa Sharbini announced the extension of the reservation period purchase of the terms booklet and payment of the booking deposits and administrative fees for the second phase of the presidential initiative Housing for All Egyptians 7 until September 28, 2025. The ministry said that more than 238,000 citizens have uploaded their documents via the initiative's online portal, while over 148,000 citizens have paid the booking deposits through various automated post offices. Minister of Planning, Rania Mashat, affirmed that Egypt is prioritizing private sector-led growth, expanding exports and investing in green transformation to enhance competitiveness and attract foreign direct investment. During her meeting with World Bank delegation, Mashat stated that Egypt continues to navigate a complex global economic environment while maintaining resilience through reforms aimed at safeguarding macroeconomic stability and growth prospects. She also highlighted the government's commitment to fiscal discipline, debt sustainability, and exchange rate flexibility, alongside expanding social protection measures to ease inflationary pressures. Egypt's Suez Canal Economic Zone has signed a cooperation protocol with the Trade Representation Authority to boost foreign investment promotion. The SC Zone Chairman Walid Yamaluddin welcomed Trade Representation Chief Abdulaziz Al-Sharif and his delegation in Ain al-Sukhna, where they reviewed the zone's industrial and logistics potential. Officials highlighted recent infrastructure achievements across 4 industrial zones and 6 ports, targeting 21 sectors, including textiles, pharmaceuticals, automotive, and renewable energy. The Trade Representation Authority pledged to mobilize its offices abroad to market SC Zone projects internationally, underscoring the zone's growing reputation as a global model for economic cooperation. Egypt's Prime Minister has reviewed the country's first comprehensive national strategy for youth and sports. Prime Minister Mustafa Madboudi met Sports Minister Ashraf Sobhi to outline the 2025 to 2032 plan. The strategy aims to build a capable, active generation through sustainable human development, healthy lifestyles, stronger national identity, and global competitiveness in sports. It also seeks to maximize the economic and developmental returns of investing in youth and athletic programs. Egypt's under-20 football team is preparing for the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile later this month. Coached by Osama Labih, the 2005-born Pharaoh squad enters the tournament with high ambitions. They open their campaign against Japan on September 27th, followed by group stage matches against New Zealand on September 30th and host nation Chile on October 3rd. Officials say the team is aiming to make a strong run on the global stage. Egypt's Football Federation has confirmed the national team will play Mali in a friendly this November ahead of the African Cup of Nations. The match, arranged through a marketing company, will be part of Egypt's preparations for the continental tournament in Morocco this December. Officials said the coaching staff pushed for strong African opposition to improve fitness and tactical readiness. Talks are also underway for a second friendly during the same international break, with Nigeria among the likely opponents. Al-Ahli President Mahmoud Al-Khatib says he will not run in the club's upcoming presidential elections. Al-Khatib cited health reasons, saying he needs rest and distance from pressure. He added he informed board members early to allow potential candidates enough time to prepare their bids for the presidency of Egypt's most decorated football club. That's the end of our news bulletin for this hour. Here's a quick recap of today's top stories. Egypt condemns Israeli strike on Qatar at UN and backs Doha's response and mediation efforts. UN says Egypt plays a central role in Gaza ceasefire efforts. Egypt prepares to open second relief camp for displaced families in Gaza. As often now, remember to stay updated by following Q News for the latest updates.